You ever have one of those times where you start a podcast and realize that your levels are way off? Yeah, just did that. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Transform Recruiting Podcast. I am Brad Owens, your host. And today I want to start a little bit of a new series here on the podcast. We're going to call it Think Differently. Just ideas that are going to transform the recruiting industry that I'm starting to hear from a lot of the individuals that I work with and a whole lot of the larger companies that are focused on changing the game for recruiting. So today, think differently, think like a candidate. So let's focus on that candidate experience, the digital experience, the in-person experience, the experience with you as their guider, as their shepherd of their career. So, as a candidate today, let's think about the experiences that they're dealing with. They're dealing with the Door Dashes, they're dealing with the Amazons, they're dealing with the Ubers. They're dealing with one, instant access, two, instant response, three, they're dealing with the utmost in transparency. Think about all of these different. Here, I'm not going to go specific to that one yet. Let's walk through these. So first, they're dealing with instant access. So whenever they want access to something, they know exactly where to go to get it. It's the same place every single time. They don't have to rely on anyone else to get it. They have access to it, whether it's through their app, whether it's through their website, whether it's through an email that they've got, the automations that are coming to them. Uh, all of that is happening on their schedule. So when they want it, they've got it. When they want access to where their shipment is anyone else like me? When you get some big thing ordered, you keep that your product has shipped in your inbox, and then you just click like once, twice a day. Where is this thing? Where is it? When am I going to get it? You get that access. You get to see when it's coming, where it's at currently. I love that thing. And Amazon even takes it to the next level, and they say if they ship with Amazon, you can see where it's at in your neighborhood, how many stops away. That's incredible. That's the kind of experience that candidates are going to want from you. There cannot be, and I will, if this was written, or if you go to the post on bradowens.com, uh, underline, bold, gigantic font, there cannot be any more black hole. The application black hole that we're all used to, of we apply to a job and then we don't hear anything back. I personally, here's my big aha moment, my vulnerability for you all. When the company that I was leading an internal recruiting department for lost their largest investor, and we had to do a large round of layoffs. It's very weird because I was a part of that, and I was working alongside the VP of HR to actually conduct these layoffs. So I essentially signed my own papers to be let go, which is weird. But I had been a force in the human resources community here in Northeast Ohio for a number of years. I applied to 64 different jobs here in Northeast Ohio. They were all in that space. They were all in the human resources space. I got 2 calls back. Ouch. I got 2 responses. I had been a fixture in the industry here in Northeast Ohio. I had applied to 64 different jobs. Nothing. That was a low moment for the bread. It really was. And that was all comes down to just the black hole. I would have been fine with no's because I knew someone would have looked at it. And likely that person I knew because I had done something with them. So, look, that black hole cannot happen. All of us have had that apply to a job experience and gotten no response whatsoever. Whether you've seen your kids do it, whether you yourself have done it, whether you've heard friends that have done it, it's a nightmare. And organizations are getting absolutely filleted on places like Glassdoor for not responding. Candidates want that kind of experience. So think differently. Think like a candidate. Now, they also have these experiences for not only this black hole, this they have access to whenever they want it. They also have that single source of truth of the place they can go for those updates. If we want to see what's going on with our Amazon shipments, where do we go? Amazon. If we want to know where our food order is from DoorDash, where do we go? DoorDash. If we want to see where our Uber driver is, where do we go? The Uber app. and it's always there for us. It's that reliability of exactly where we stand in the process, right? So not only do we have the access to the data, we have that single source of truth of where to go for it. So if you haven't invested time, if you haven't invested resources into creating that complete digital experience for your talent, whether it's talent you already have employed out there if you're a staffing organization, or if it's a full-time recruiting gig, or if you've got positions lined up for someone that is potentially on your bench, everyone that has something to do with talent at your organization should have a single source of truth. And it should not have to be a person that they call on the phone. It shouldn't. If it is, you're wasting that person's time to make the call. You're wasting the person's time that they call. So your recruiters that could be making calls and making money aren't. So I wanted to keep this under 5 minutes. I'm already at 6. So what I will say is there are 2 key takeaways here to think differently, think like a candidate. 1, they want complete transparency up to the second updates. They want access to that. And they want it in a single source. They don't want to have to call someone. They want access on their terms where they know where to go. What am I trying to say with this? They want access the very second that they want that information. They need access to it and they need to know where to go to find it. That's it. And they need those updates and they need that transparency. If you can provide that for your talent, you will be heads and tails above this industry because no one is doing it. No one. I have seen it. I have seen these largest organizations in the world. I have seen the startups. No one is providing this experience. The same experience that we get from every single other one of our vendors, we don't get from the people that are helping us feed our family by finding new jobs. We need to do better at that. Think differently. Think like a candidate. There'll be more of these Think Differently episodes coming up soon. I wanted to keep them short to the point. Just get out there what we could be doing differently as an industry. I am Brad Owens. This is the Transform Recruiting Podcast. There's more of these if you go to transformrecruiting.com. You can also send me an email at hello@bradowens.com if you got anything you'd like me to ramble about. And until next time, y'all, I will see you on the next episode of Transform Recruiting.